Hello and welcome back to Hearts of Iron 4. I'm Count Christo, and this is what we're going to call it? The Clash of Titans. That's right.
Clash of the Titans.
Excellent. Always be overdramatic. It is 100% of the time a good idea. And we are just wrapping up what I must say is a pretty successful Spanish campaign. Which,
I don't know, man. It went pretty badly, I
think. We can agree to disagree on that one.
Yeah.
One of the most fun... Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, if you're watching on my screen, my video, you'll notice that the colours are different in this episode. That's because I had a setting on which made the colours the wrong colours. In the last episode, which I've now fixed. Yep. So that's good. To clear that up for my loyal viewers.
So I had a fun game once as the Spanish, where I set up the Spanish Army Experience Training Boot Camp in Madrid. I put 5 infantry divisions in Madrid and just left them in Madrid. And they held until 39, just earning me army experience for years.
That's pretty cool.
It was excellent.
Yeah, it's a pretty smart move. Like, you guys can go down to there. Oh, I've mistimed it.
Why? What happened?
Well, the way I tend to do it is I will try to do Rhineland at a time so I can immediately do Anschluss.
Oh yeah.
But I've done it too soon.
Ah, and you have slightly less equipment in the field, I hear.
Yes. No, I did that way too soon. I'm 100k short.
Oh really?
Anschluss's requirements.
Well, your tanks will have set you back, what, about...
barely.
25,000 or something.
By like... Yeah, I guess so. I should probably be looking at changing vision makeup.
My light tank divisions are actually quite good. Do yours start? I think you start with pretty awesome light tank templates, right?
Yeah, they're all right. There's a lot of tanks in there. I tend to have quite a lot of mechanized infantry.
Oh really? I go the other way. I go pretty heavy. Do you know how hit points work, by the way, in this game? I only figured this out recently.
No.
So if you have a certain amount of hit points, and if you receive damage, you receive damage to your hit points that's just raw. It's not like calculated based on how many hit points you have. And then you take proportional damage to the unit based on the proportion of the hit point damage received. So if you have double the hit points, you take half as much damage in combat.
Oh, all right, yeah.
It is that simple with the way it works out. So so that's why you want to have mechanized in your armor, because armor divisions have really low hit points.
Yes. Yeah, mechanized is so powerful once you get to it.
Oh yeah. I mean, I swear, only in my Sweden campaign have I ever used mechanized. That was fun. I won against the Axis and the Comintern in Sweden, just one-on-one, which was quite entertaining. And then I had a long Cold War with the Allies, because you can make England declare war in Iraq and Iran if you just boost party popularity for fascism in them.
Oh right.
So I sent like 2 divisions of volunteers to each, but they were like 100 combat width tank divisions. It was amazing. They just totally annihilated the British. Iran held against the Brits for a long time.
100 combat width divisions.
Is it 100 or is it 80? I can't remember. Whatever the max is. But they were just basically all tanks and mechanized, and they were just massively overpowered.
Yeah.
So you're going to send some more volunteers? They still hold the south.
No, I'm not doing it anymore. I give up. I give up with that bullshit. I'm not losing any more tanks.
Franco, you failed. You failed, Franco.
He let me down. He didn't reinforce me at the crucial moments.
The Italians tried, though. The Italians actually did put in a spirited attempt to reinforce you at one point.
Yes. That they did.
Right. Oh, we're not allowed to declare war on the AI. Are we allowed to artificially raise world tension?
How do you do that?
Justify, cancel, justify, cancel, justify, cancel.
I don't know. I've never done that. What's the benefit of doing that? It means you can do stuff.
Go to war economy.
I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
That one, I think.
I feel like after our recent experiences, I think I'll give you that one.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
As you're so shit at the game, we'll let you.
That's not what I meant. I meant because I didn't want to be mean after I just stack wiped you.
Yeah, the Hearts of Iron 4 equivalent of being stat wiped.
Yeah.
Man, these communists are going to come and kill me now, aren't they, in like 4 years' time?
Alright, NKVD. We're disbanding the NKVD. I like how you start with divisions that are literally just military police. And they're kind of actual military police. They're like named after the military police and everything. It's odd.
Well, you do with the Germans. There's an SS template. Yeah, there's an SS division template.
Yeah, the SS, yeah. It's true. 'Tis true.
Which is even more sort of close to the bone.
Yeah. Yeah, true. There should totally be. There shouldn't. I understand why Paradox doesn't want like genocide in their games and stuff. That's fair enough. That would be like PR shitstorm.
Yes, like, I can understand why they wouldn't want to have genocide in a video game. Yes.
Yeah, but there should totally be scorched earth.
Yes, there should be.
I should be able to when I'm retreating from. I should be able to like scorch the earth and make it so that all the infrastructure is destroyed and not just damaged, but like gone or something like that. It'd be really good.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Okay, so this changes to the cost of buildings.
Yes. So each
it says
rank
plus
of
100%,
yeah,
plus 60%. Is a higher number better or a lower number better? On
higher
this,
number.
on this percentage. Okay, cool.
So each tier of infrastructure makes buildings in that area 10% cheaper. That's how I understand it.
I see. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think it makes. I mean, it makes sense. I don't know how it affects strategically. I did the maths, and net building infrastructure, I think, is almost never worth it, because one tier of infrastructure, say it costs 3,000, and if you're building civilian, which is the most expensive, it's going to save you 1,000. So it's worth it to build one tier of infrastructure if you're going to build more than 3 factories in that state.
Okay,
is the maths for it. There you go. I've shared my secrets.
But I guess though it's I mean, it's something really useful, I think, to start the game. Once you've captured, say for Germany, you've captured Russia, like you've got so much space to build factories. You just place them anywhere.
Oh yeah, it's only an early game.
And you have so many civilian factories by that point.
Now I've realised that actually. Well, I'd done the maths wrong. I hadn't reached that conclusion last time I did this.
Because interestingly, when you play as a small nation, do you build civilian or military factories first?
It depends how small. If I have like 10 military factories, I'll build civilian first.
That's interesting. Because for me, it depends entirely on whether I'm going fascist or not.
Oh really? Why is that?
Because if I'm going fascist, I'll just take other countries' civilian factories. Basically, for example, I was playing a thing as Hungary.
Yeah.
I'll build some military factories so I have an edge on them and have more equipment. Then I'll just kill Austria, and he'll give me 8 or so, however many it is he has.
Yeah.
And so by the time you conquered a few countries, you'll have plenty of civilian ones anyway.
Yeah.
And military ones are so much more valuable.
Yeah.
I think.
They are a lot more valuable. I love forts.
And they're cheaper. They're half the price.
I do love forts. To my defense. I really enjoy fort lines. So yeah. But like,
I noticed when you did your Goddamn Marine campaign, you had a big fort line. I think I did as well actually, but I never used it. I just advanced.
Yeah.
Which disappointed me a bit. I wanted to do a bit of defending, but then the Russian AI was like, "Nah, I'm going to leave like six regions undefended." I was like, "All right, okay, I'll just advance then."
Hopefully they won't do that anymore. They have. They should be doing
so.
that less. They should be doing that less these days.
Because they do it constantly.
Yeah. I haven't seen it since the patch. Others have reported it, but there were also improved fallback AI. They will now fall back to rivers and fall back to mountain ranges and things.
Really? That's
so now, good. when you see them abandoning the front, it might actually be them playing smart.
Okay.
But obviously, just the kind of general retreat is always stupid.
Do you ever notice, like the AI in charge of spacing your divisions out will put like 20 in one province and leave like none elsewhere?
That one, well, there are 2 reasons. Firstly, when the AI is being dumb, and that's just so annoying and it's unbelievable. The other one is where if you're drawing a front line against someone you're not currently in a war with, or currently the AI is concerned about. So, for example, if you draw a front line against someone you're in a faction with, the AI will just be confused and muck up. But that sorts out once you.
It does it though. It does it. It did it against I don't know, like a nation I was at war with. I drew a front line. Yeah. And it went and just stood like 20 divisions in one province and left the rest free. Like it was so stupid.
That is really weird.
I'd have to keep babysitting the AI to do what I wanted.
Yeah, it does do that sometimes. It's very annoying. I had that once really bad in my Luxembourg campaign. Restarting seemed to fix it. Just kind of woke the AI up. Obviously, it's annoying to have to restart when you're... So are you sticking with mobile warfare?
Yeah, definitely.
I'm switching over to superior firepower. Mass assault is horrendous.
Yeah, I mean, the main reason, part of the main reason I like doing mobile warfare is I then take the manpower doctrines at the end, which gives you like
you take those manpower ones.
which gives you 5% more. I think 5% more is so powerful.
It is good. It keeps you one manpower law lower. Obviously,
Exactly. I'm hoping. Therefore, we're doing that. I won't have to go up to like search by requirement.
Yeah,
start taking production hits.
Yeah, it would be good if you could avoid that.
Yeah.
I'm hoping to stick with. I think I can literally stay at volunteer because I have a focus.
Well, yeah, but you're Russia. Like Russia is just like a billion men.
Because I have a focus that gives me 3%, and I already have 1 million at volunteer. So I'll have 3 million. I rarely will lose 3 million men. And by the time I can equip enough divisions to use up 3 million men, I should just be using heavier divisions. What kind of template do you tend to go for?
It depends. Like for infantry, I've pretty much always just gone 7 infantry and 2 artillery.
Yeah.
Two line artillery if I can.
I sometimes, especially when I'm using superior firepower, I sometimes go up to 4 artillery, which has way lower organization. But when you're winning, your organization's not hugely significant, and you take so little damage.
Yeah, I've never really experimented a great deal with templates. I've always just sort of gone.
Yeah.
And then armored ones, I'll always have pretty much two tank and 3 motorized infantry, and then I'll add on more tanks as time goes on normally.
Another thing I do late game is switch all my infantry to mountaineers. It costs about 25% more infantry equipment, but if you're low on manpower, it gives them an extra, 10 organization? Extra... Yeah, an extra
that's
10
the thing
organization and 5%
I've always
soft
wondered
attack.
is that mountaineer battalions are exactly the same as infantry. They're just better in mountains. So like,
and they have 5% more soft attack. Once you've done all the retakes for them, they have 10 more organization and 5% more soft attack.
oh, I guess that's true because if you research the text, they get better than.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting.
But is it 25? It's either 25 or 33% increased cost. It's not insignificant. But when you're limiting factories manpower and you've got plenty of factories, then that can be a really good trade.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter.
It's still holding on down here, trying to encircle me. God, I was so worried when I saw that that low supply notification.
Just realised I have literally one tank division now. I've literally just built. That's all I have. I lost all of them.
I misclicked.
All my starting 4, I lost them all. That's so shit.
That is bad. Bad luck.
That is bad. That is bad. That is super bad.
Let me revel in that for a moment. Right. There we go. Glorious victory, comrades. Nice. I can't remember if they just join without me having to do anything, or if I have to prove relations or what. We'll see, I guess.
I am not optimistic.
I don't know. I think I'm concerned because, like I say, my defensive strategies will work a lot less well against someone that can push hard when it matters in one place. Breaking through my line in one place, I'm concerned about. I'm currently debating whether or not to build a fort wall.
I don't know. I kind of think I've always thought playing as Soviets, I would just go on the offensive a lot.
Yeah. I did a test game, not for this campaign, but for my other one that I have upcoming when I'm going to play as the Soviets. I fortified the line I'm fortifying at the moment, which, I don't need to keep the secrets from you. It's the big river that runs through Kiev down to Zaporizhzhia, or whatever.
Oh, what, you're building forts?
I'm tempted to. Well, what I did was I started up. I did nothing with my civilian factories except build forts on that line. I put my starting troops on that line, and I buffed Germany to the max. And AFK, I could hold the line. Without training any more troops, without building any more equipment, I held the line for ages against a fully buffed Germany.
Yeah.
But the problem is they don't concentrate their forces. I think against you, that won't work nearly as well. I am liking these cav divisions. I've got 82 cav divisions so far.
That is weird strategy.
It is. Back up speed 4?
Yeah.
I ask as I do it, sorry.
No, that's fine.
So yeah, that's curious. I didn't realise that. I think it's now cost effective to build infrastructure when you're going to build more than 4 factories. Yeah. That is interesting. I'm trying it. I'm trying it in this campaign.
You're much more min-maxed about this game than I am.
I'm so min-maxy. I'm min-maxy about everything.
I just like, yeah, I just build some tanks and go and kill some people, you know?
I love min-maxing in Paradox games. Very good fun. Alright, what we've got deficits off now. Sport equipment. I don't suppose you want to lend lease a fella, eh?
No. Here's the answer to that.
How heavily do you focus on the air?
I tend to do it secondarily to everything else. That's
right.
That was the wrong research.
Oh no, you can switch off researches.
I'm switching it. I accidentally hit a 1938 research by accident.
Oh, bad luck.
Oops.
Oh, it's almost time for 1930. Oh no, 1937. It's not 1938.
Do that one instead.
I always do this. Like the moment it rolls around to 37, I usually just switch all three of my researches to the industry ones, like regardless of what they are. Just no, okay, right, time for industry, go. Quite like doing that. Usually I try and have 30 days stored up whenever I tick over into a new year, so I can get the new good researches. But I'm struggling over here. You've got 5 slots, don't you?
4.
Only 4. Okay. Painful over here with my officers purge 3 slots.
I still can't do answers. This is a joke.
Just deploy some nonsense divisions, and then expand them again. Costs you nothing.
No, so I can do it now. I just rushed what I had already building.
That makes sense. But yeah, that's another min-maxing thing. Oh, this is something I really want to do in like maths-wise. I should get, you know what I should do? I should get a Roomba to do it. Actually, he would make a spreadsheet. That'd be awesome. I need to know how much, on average, of your basic equipment does it cost you when you train all the way from level 2 to level 3? Like, what is the actual percentage cost for each different, like, it'll be scaling depending on reliability. You take 6% attrition, but that's then multiplied by your reliability in some weird way that somehow makes it 6 multiplied by 90 becomes 4. I do not understand that. It's weird maths. I want to figure it out.
That sounds strange.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I have
probably train these troops so they're not crap.
So you're going to try and go through Turkey to get to Azerbaijan, eh?
I'm not telling you what I'm going to do.
I don't need you though. That one's obvious.
No, I view Turkey as quite key to Germany.
Yeah.
Primarily because Turkey is a pain in the arse to try and conquer. Because it's going. If you have to do naval landings and use paratroopers, and it's just a pain in the arse. It's all mountainous, so if you get bogged down, I just tend to think, right, get them on my side, and then it'll be slightly easier.
Yeah. I usually just never go for Turkey. I just naval invaded Sevastopol. Speaking of which, I'm going to put fallback lines on every city and every port in my entire country. So, you are not going to paradrop me. Do you paradrop much? I never paradrop, personally.
Never, ever use it. Unless I'm invading Britain or Turkey.
Oh, yeah,
I almost never build paratroopers. I don't know why. Maybe I should, but I just have always just not done it because of reasons.
They're quite good. I've used them a couple of times.
Guys over here, really.
I used them to quite good effect in my Poland campaign. I created a huge pocket of the Germans. It was awesome. But, yeah, I don't know. So, am I going to demand Bessarabia? I guess if you're boosting them anyway, there's no downside. So, yeah, might as well. You must be spending all your political power. Oh, you've gone down to just 2.
But Germany has loads as it is.
Oh, yeah, Hitler has that, plus 25%. That got nerfed too. It used to be 50, didn't it?
Probably.
Yeah. Modify government.
That
What should I get?
was the wrong one. That was the wrong doctrine.
The wrong doctrine.
What a down.
Ouch.
I
yeah,
researched it. I just clicked the wrong one.
Oh, not the one in the wrong tree. You
No,
did just undo
no.
all your progress. God, that'd be
No,
bad.
no. That
Speaking
would
of which,
be horrendous.
yeah. Speaking of which, I'm going to drop a save just in case anything goes wrong. We're not in Iron Man, but we're obviously not gonna save scum or anything, so don't worry about that.
There we are. When you like defeat me, we're gonna save scum and do it again till I win.
I'm not entirely on board with this plan, but you can believe that if you like.
It's gonna happen.
Right, let's.
We are in fact just over time.
So we are. Right. Well, thank you very much for watching, everybody. The conclusion of the glorious war, establishing this very democratic, don't mention the communism, Republican Spain over here. And yeah, next episode we'll probably maybe see war in China. I don't know. How close are they? A little way off, but quite soon. But yeah, until then, thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
See you then.